Topping news tonight, Deputy Leader of the Free National Movement, Loretta Butler-Turner, is calling on all Bahamians on the brink of losing their homes or whose homes have already been repossessed by banks to take a stand against the Prime Minister, whom she says crossed the line when he stepped in and prevented a tax dodger from losing his home. Butler-Turner also blasted Michael MP V. Alfred Gray and Minister of State for Legal Affairs Damian Gomez for praising Christie's actions, insisting they are defending the indefensible.
I would say let's do it. We've got to demonstrate that our communities, our society and existence as we see it today is being compromised by ineffective and incompetent governance.
As government officials were busy defending Prime Minister Christie's action to save Ishmael Lightbourne's home when a bailiff showed up with a court order, FNM Deputy Leader Loretta Butler-Turner was on social network Facebook encouraging struggling homeowners to stand up against what she called a shameless abuse of power.
As described by V. Alfred Gray, in his own words, a bailiff was there to serve, I guess, a summons to the individual who was rescued on the spot. That's circumventing the law. That's circumventing the ability for that lending institution to be able to secure their interests. And that in and of itself, it's not just about compassion.
Butler-Turner urged activists and struggling homeowners to join her and the Free National Movement sooner rather than later in a peaceful protest outside Parliament to demonstrate their outrage over the Lightbourne scandal. She says the Christie administration has let down hundreds of homeowners who bought into the idea of a mortgage relief plan on the campaign trail, a plan, she says, that has failed miserably.
Bahamians do want to do for themselves, but when they see that the Prime Minister of a country uses his power to rescue not just a wealthy businessman who has clearly demonstrated that he has no desire to abide within the rules of law in our country, whether it's paying his taxes or whether it's paying his mortgage, they now have to question, where do they stand?
The FNM deputy also hit out at Michael MP V. Alfred Gray, who said last week, God will never bless the Free National Movement if its leaders continue not to open their bowels of compassion to people.
It was the most idiotic defense of the indefensible.
Instead of defending what she called the indefensible, the Long Island MP suggested that government officials use their energy to come up with a viable mortgage relief plan. She says she's not surprised the government's initial effort at mortgage relief failed.
We had already had those conversations, meaning the Hubert Ingram FNM administration. We'd already had those conversations with the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation, with the various commercial banks and the various lending institutions to ensure that they go to the table with these individuals that were facing hardship so that they could renegotiate their mortgages. But the challenge that there was is that many people had also lost their jobs. And it's very difficult to renegotiate a loan if there are no funds there to go to the payment of the interest. And that was the problem that we faced.